Hello, grade 8. Welcome to English 8 class. And we are now in second quarter, week number 2, lesson 2. So, this is the lessons that we will be tackling for this week. We have two topics. First, we have the propaganda techniques. Second, we have the persuasive techniques. Let's start with day number 1. Propaganda techniques. But before we proceed to the discussion, let's have an activity. Directions. Examine each poster or slogan that I will be giving later. Pay attention to the visual elements, wordings, the color, visual elements. When we say visual elements, lahat ng nakikita nyo. Okay? And overall message conveyed. So you have your choices. 100% if you are fully convinced or persuaded by the message. 50% if you are somewhat convinced or persuaded but still have doubts or reservations. 0% if you are not convinced or persuaded at all by the message. As you can see, we have here the word convince or persuaded. Actually, these two are just the same. However, the word persuaded has deeper meaning. Okay, let's start with number 1. Here, the drink everyone knows. Pause, go refresh, Coca-Cola. Okay, so what do you think? Are you convinced with this poster? If it happens that you have money to spend, are you going to buy this? 100% you are convinced, 50% somewhat convinced, or 0% not convinced at all. So, which of the three? Next, you might have to share a bus seat, but you won't have to share your pizza. Okay, so do you think the slogan is appealing? What do you think? 100%, 50%, or 0%? Next, the best coffee for the best you. Starbucks. Are you convinced? Not so convinced or not totally convinced. By the way, the word coffee here is wrong or misspelled. Isa lang po ang C. Okay. And last, I eat Mentos. Do you? Do you know this person? This is Albert Einstein. So, is this poster effective? Are you convinced? Konti lang? Or not at all? Actually, those posters are examples of propaganda. We were taught in elementary or maybe even in your last year, grade 7, that propaganda is commonly, when we say propaganda, this is a strategy in promoting something. In short, commercials. However, for today's lesson, we will be uh, seeing propaganda in other aspect. Okay? So, what is propaganda? This means to disseminate or promote particular ideas. As you can see, we have here two keywords. First, disseminate, promote. But what do we mean by the word disseminate? When we say disseminate, it means to spread or share information widely. It actually has the same meaning with promote, pero syempre may ibang aspect din na magkaiba sila. When you say disseminate, you have to share it so that the information will be uh, spread widely. Okay. Parang breakdown ko lang yung definition. Anyways, let's have this example. During election season in the Philippines, a popular TikTok page suddenly starts posting short, eye-catching videos of a local mayor helping senior citizens, giving out relief goods, dancing with tricycle drivers. So, lahat yun. So, the video goes viral with hashtag like Alagang Mayor, hashtag Servisyo Tunay. Okay, so here, based on the given example, do you think this is an example of propaganda? Yes. Though the videos look fun and heartwarming, they are actually propaganda. They are actually created to promote mayor's public image. Why do you think the mayor will dance? Why do you think the mayor would allow his people to gather pictures like this? Okay, so here, the goal is also to influence voters to re-elect him para iboto siya. So the goal isn't just to entertain, but to shape public perception and win support. Okay, so why it is a propaganda? Paano nasabing propaganda ito? We commonly think that when there is a propaganda, we usually see it as a commercial to promote an item, a product, okay? But here, it promotes a particular idea. It is not an item, it is not a food, okay? But the idea that is being promoted. So, that is, the idea here is that the mayor is caring and competent. So, meron itong mga pictures na to. After seeing this, people might say, oh, this mayor is very caring. This mayor is very loving. Okay? By selectively showing only positive acts, leaving out any issues or controversies. So, in short, actually, why would you let your people see your negative side? Of course, the idea here is during campaign period, kumakandidato sila. Of course, they want to share only the positive acts, the positive sides that they have. Okay? And that is what they are promoting. So when your mayor's TikTok looks like a superhero reel, but skips the bloopers kasi tinago yung mga bad angles. Okay, so in short, propaganda here enables us to participate in important events. Example of this ay election. Okay, but aside from the election, we have also celebrations. What kind of celebrations that require propaganda? Example, in school, if we are celebrating Nutrition Month, English Month, Reading Month, okay? This kind of celebrations or event require participation of students. So, para madami ang mag-join, they need to promote it. They need to disseminate to the students that there will be an activity or series of activities na mangyayari. And of course, memorials. Next, propaganda uses truth, half-truth, and limited truth. Hey, what do we mean by this three? Okay, let's see this. Example, another politician, sabi niya, I built 10 new classrooms for the public school. Upon reading this, of course, there is a wow factor. There's a truth. Yes, 10 classrooms were built. Totoo naman. Okay. However, half-truth, kumbaga, ito yung hindi nabanggit. The funding actually came from the national government. Hindi sa kanya galing. But the way the politicians state this, akala mo parang siya ang nagpagawa ng 10 classroom. And what's left out here is the limited truth. The classrooms took 3 years to finish. Ang tagal. And some remain unused, hindi pa nagamit due to lack of quality. Hindi pa maganda ang quality ng classroom. Okay? But here, based on the statement, all you can see is a positive statement that this particular candidate or politician actually built 10 new classrooms. Okay, so what are the common types of propaganda? We actually have 4. First, we have the bandwagon. Second, glittering generalities. Third, transfer. And fourth, half-truths, which is already mentioned a while back. Anyway, let's start with bandwagon. When we say bandwagon, it encourages people to follow the crowd. Ma'am, ano yung crowd? Crowd is the group of people. Okay? This is very effective, especially whenever we see crowd or group of people na nasa isang lugar, you will ask, anong nangyayari? What's going on? Let's take a look. Okay? So, that's bandwagon. Sometimes referred to as the herding instinct. Why? Let's take this as an example. Kambing or goat. For example, you have 10 goats at yung kambing na 10 na yon, ang tinali mo lang ay 3. Then sabay-sabay mong hihilain yung 3. Upon seeing that there are 3 goats going to one direction, you will notice that the other goat will eventually follow the 3 goats. People like to belong to the majority group and dislike being left out. This is very effective, especially many of us always consider the opinion of others. If they think na, uy, sabi ni ganito, maganda daw ito, madami daw silang naka-experience, then it will be easier for you to say, talaga, yes, sige, sama ako. Okay, bandwagon. The term bandwagon here has its origin in 18,000 when politicians used wagons in music and entertainment to attract audiences. Okay, correction. 1800s. Okay, so paano ito? Long ago, politicians will gather group of musicians, entertainers, ayan, magpe-perform sila. And the moment that they got the attention of the crowd, na naging interested yung crowd, sabi niya dito, yan once a sizable crowd had gathered, the politician would speak. Dahil madami nang nakikinig, nanonood, then that's the time na lalabas si politician. Other politicians recognizing the popularity of certain bandwagon and hoping to take advantage of their success would often try to get a seat on the bandwagon. Okay, so this is very actually this is also being observed today sa mga fiesta. The mayors will invite celebrities and then they will perform, and probably before or even during the performance, lalabas si politician and ayun, give a speech. Okay, so remember this. In the previous national election, BBM, Sarah, we have Lenny and Kiko. Which side you bet before? Alin dyan ang pinili mo? Okay? In modern usage, the term bandwagon effects refers to any situation in which people attempt to be part of a successful or popular endeavor merely for the sake of its popularity. Actually, if you will conduct interviews sa mga bumoto during this time, there will be people who would say, ay, ang iboboto ko si BBM kasi iboboto siya ng tatay ko, iboboto siya ng nanay ko, iboboto siya ng kapatid ko. Iboboto ko na rin. Okay. So the reason why that particular person will vote for BBM is that because most of his family will vote to that person. So, sabay lang sa agos. Okay. The bandwagon technique takes advantage of the human desire to be part of the majority group or the winning group. Let's have the second one, the glittering generalities. Glittering generalities, you use vague, positive phrases to evoke strong feelings. Okay? So, without context or specific definitions, glittering generalities serve only to evoke emotion. Kumbaga, wala namang masyadong laman yung sinasabi. Vague. Okay? Let's have example number 1. Our candidate is the epitome of honesty and integrity. Upon seeing this, if you are a person who's looking for a good leader, ay, gusto ko to, honest to. Okay? But as you can see in this picture, wala namang proof, just a picture, and then, ayun, may slogan. Okay? This statement appeals to the audience's desire for trustworthy leadership. Ay, boboto ko to, honest daw to. Ayan. So, glittering generalities, glittering words. Maganda lang yung pagkakagamit ng salita. Example number 2. Okay, they will say, join our program and be part of a brighter future for our nation. Wow, sama ka daw sa kanila. Tapos, magiging maganda yung future. May evidence? Wala. But the wordings are good. Nakakahikayat. So, the phrase taps into the desire for a better future but does not specify paano sila magkakaroon ng better future or brighter future rather. Okay. Number 3. Ito. Para sa tunay na pagbabago, makatao, makabayan, makatarungan. What a good set of words. Okay? Na kahit hindi ka humanap ng proof because it is good in the ears, okay? Sige, go. Maniniwala ako. So, this is an example of glittering generalities. Next, transfer. Transfer associates a product or idea with something respected or revered. This is also known as, dalawa yung name niya. First, we have the association, and we have also the false connection. When you say transfer, alis pareho siya sa testimonial technique. Ma'am, what is that? Okay? Ito yung parang you will try a certain product because somebody already tried it. For example, sabi nung friend mo, uy, maganda to, ginamit ko to, and so on, so on. Okay, that is a testimonial technique. But here in transfers, you can see, here in example number 1, political candidate posing with religious leader. So, itong dalawa candidate ito, nagpa-picture sila with the religious leader. And they use this photo to get the idea na, kami ay relihiyoso din. Okay? So, this person, the religious leader, has this very respected image. Siyempre, religious leader, hindi to magsisinungaling. So, since these two are seen with this person, iisipin mo, siguro, religious din tong mga to. Siguro, they are also good. Okay? So, transfer na hawa ng kasikatan. Second, the use of national symbols in advertisement. Here, what symbol did they use? So, ito yung, for example, the use of patriotism and national pride. Yung flag natin, we have the blue, red, we have the sun, the stars, okay? Ayan. You will be recognized because of the symbols that you use. Na transfer sa'yo. Example number 3. Celebrities endorsing health products. Okay. Here, for example, artists or celebrities promote these products. At because sila ay magaganda, maganda ang skin, maganda ang ngipin, maganda lahat. Okay? The idea of having the same qualities na transfer from the celebrities going to the product. That is example number 3. And last, the half-truths. So here, this is a statement that is essentially true, pero kulang sa critical information and presented as the whole truth. Yung akala mo yun na yun, pero there are some information that you should know, but it was kept from you, hindi sinabi. Okay, contains some but not all elements of the truth. The purpose of a half-truth is to present a speaker or argument in a flattering way. Okay, example number 1. Campaign ads. Example dito kay Senator Riza Ontiveros. Halimbawa, ayan, siya ay nangangampanya as a senator. So here, you can see the achievements. Okay? Which are, we can say, totoo naman. Nagawa naman niya to. However, here, you are not sure about the issues na baka meron dito sa mga to. Sabi dito, a political candidate may run ads boasting about their accomplishments in office. While the achievement mentioned might be true, okay, the ads may conveniently leave out any failures or controversies during their tenure, giving voters an incomplete picture of their performance. Masasabi natin, ay wow, ang dami pala niyang naipasang batas. Uy, she is good. Okay. But again, hindi lahat nandito. We never know how many issues ang meron siya. Meron ba siyang kaso? May mga controversies ba siya? Controversial? Which are not included here. Oo nga naman, bakit nga naman nila ilalagay? So, half-truth. Yung maganda lang. Second, selective quoting in media coverage. Sa desisyong ito, talo ang taong bayan. Tao ang pananagutan. Talo ang pananagutan. Okay, kulang ang statement. What kind of decision ang tinutukoy kaya dito? Okay, half truth. Next, product advertisement in exaggerating benefits. Halimbawa, a health product ulit. They will promote it in a way na, uy, you may try this. At puputi ka. You may try this. Gaganda yung buhok mo. Okay. However, although that might be true, pero hindi sinabi the possible bad side effects of this product. Hindi sinabi na, okay, sige, puputi ka nga. Pero, magkakabalat-balat yung skin mo. Okay? So, hindi lahat nasabi.